Hello everybody and welcome to Gaming with Vindicator, where we're building the city of Lillehammer, and today we're going to make an extra $1 million per month of easy money and help the environment by selling renewable energy to our neighbors. We're also going to hurt the environment by giving our city its first oil industry so we can start refining and exporting for big bucks. We'll also create an artificial river by terraforming this dry riverbed, and if we look, you can see that I did start that the last episode, but the water's not flowing all the way down. So we're gonna terraform that all the way down here to the bay. And then of course we'll round out the episode with a bunch of new farms, and that will keep up with the city's insatiable demand for food. And if you're excited for clean energy and for local food, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you know about new episodes. So we've got a lot to do, so let's get started. And I noticed that I did put in a police station last episode, but I forgot to keep up with our fire coverage, and we are really hurting, especially in the industrial areas. So let's not overthink it. Let's just put a fire station right next to the police station over here. We'll keep them kind of in the same area. Again, don't mind putting those on the collectors. I kind of want my fire trucks and police trucks on a road that can access the rest of the city quickly, so we're gonna leave that there. Yeah, so let's take a look at our crematorium that we built in the last episode, which is right here, and we can see that okay, 118 of 100 bodies. That's our capacity, but how many are we actually dealing with? I noticed that this is going to be running out of capacity fast, so we need to get into our health menu. And you can see we're already not meeting demand. There's more deaths than there is handling capacity. So, we could just let the cemetery fill up, but why? Why not give people options, right? So, we want to come in here and look at the not the hearse garage, incinerator, an extra 50 bodies per month. This is so morbid, but it needs to be done. So, is that the one we want? Yes, extra capacity. So that goes right on top. And everybody's happy because yay, they get to incinerate some bodies. Exciting, very exciting. All right, and I think that should keep us in the black, so to speak, for the next little while. So let's get right to the artificial river. We wanted the water to come all the way down here. We're gonna have to do some serious grading, and that means buying some tiles. So zoom in here and see what we need. Oh, we don't have enough. So okay, we're just going to start with top 3. And I notice we're on the cusp of our next progression, so we're just gonna let this run, and we'll keep moving until we get our next tiles. So here we go. And by the way, the strategy here, I don't want to be too wide. In fact, I'm gonna come down and put this at a 30 brush strength. I think that's more than enough, or size rather. And as far as the strength, I'm just gonna be very gentle. I don't wanna really muck things up. And I kind of want to be at about 3 meters deep, because I notice if it's not deep enough, the water doesn't actually show. It might flow, but it doesn't show. So we're going to come at least 3 meters deep, which we are 1, 2, 3 here. We know by the contour lines. And I'm going to just delete any rocks that I see because I want to. And here we go. Let's do this, and then we'll soften it out after. And I don't know what I did, I guess nothing, but we've accomplished the Great Town milestone. Let's see what we get for this. Aha, ooh, high density business, I like it. So that would be, I'm guessing, skyscrapers of some kind, commercial buildings, loan limit, yeah. And development points, okay, that's gonna come in handy, and some more expansion permits. So why don't we just go ahead and use those permits right now to buy the final tiles that we want to do this artificial river. And let's continue with that river. And I'm running it on top speed, as you can notice, because I want this water to flow. And when it's stopping, when the water's stopping, I'm just gonna go a little deeper and keep going as gently as possible until the water is flowing by itself pretty much. And I think I might actually need to come in here and open the mouth of this new river a little bit wider and deeper. Oh, look at that. Summer has arrived, or spring has arrived already, and the snow is just melting away. I'll slow this down. That's a really cool effect. Kudos to Colossal Order and Paradox. That's a really cool effect. I like that a lot. However, yeah, I thought so. So it's funny how when we come to the edge of the map, it just kind of stops in a line. So that's something to be worked on. But hey, it does look good from up close. I like it. And how's our river doing? Well, it's coming along. We're more than halfway there, and we just need to do a little bit more grading so that this water flows all the way to the ocean, I guess. Aha! I see something funny here, and I think that's our pipe going to the next city. In fact, I know it is. So, we're gonna have to just pause, delete this. I'll run this for a minute. We're not losing much money anyway. I think we're getting $6,000 a month from that sale of water. Nothing to write home about. And am I gonna overdo it here if I grade all the way from there to up here? Possibly. I'm trying not to get this to be too straight looking. I don't want it to look too artificial. I actually want this to look like it was a real river. So close, the water's almost touching. Let's get rid of some of these trees and rocks. Not that it really matters in the game, but it should look clean, shouldn't it? And we have contact. There we go. Nice blue dark water. And this side is about to fill in as well. How does it look from up top? It looks a little dry at this stage, and I'm not sure. Maybe that's because my level of detail settings are all the way down on Imperator's recommendations. But let's see if we can't clean that up just a touch using some deeper waterways here. Very deep. And let's see if we can now level that all the way up to, let's see here. Yeah, just wondering, because this seems to be so steep, it's like a slip and slide. The water's not accumulating anywhere, it's just rushing right down. So I wonder what happens if we maybe just play with this a little bit. I'm gonna try some stuff. I really have gone a little deeper cutting than I wanted to. That is no longer a river, but that's a canyon, a river in a canyon. I've tried to make a series of waterfalls, but I'm not seeing any water actually falling over that side of that. So, I don't know, man. I think we're gonna have to go back and possibly soften that just a little bit. There we go, filling in a little bit. And we're quite okay down at this end. This looks quite natural, it looks deep enough. Got a bit of, a movement in the course of the river. And certainly still jagged walls, but we'll hit that with the smoothing out tool. How does it look up this end of the river? Still a little shallow here. Quite nice up at this end. And it gets just a little shallow here. I might be able to live with that. I just hope it doesn't get messed up when I make it smoothed out. Well, I guess we'll just have to try it. Oh, and before I forget, I see that my sewage pipes and water pipes are disconnected. Did it mess up the river? Nope, looks good. Looks good. I like it. And no, I just can't live with that. We gotta do something about that. Let's make it a little deeper. I think that just might do it. Let's take a look all along the way here. It's really canyon-like. I'm actually not opposed to that too much. It flattens out here a little bit. Yeah, okay. We have an artificial river. Let's clean it up with a very gentle soften terrain brush. And here I'm pinching that a little too close. I got a little crazy, so I want to fix that, widen that back up, and be more careful next time. Awesome. It looks good. I like that there's a little bit of rough edges left. We didn't smooth all of it out. And you know what we've done? We've given our city the most epic tubing river in this hemisphere. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be a really cool tourist attraction, at least in our imagination. So wonderful. We've done something a little bit unusual with this map. What's next? Okay, so I'm looking at our garbage processing status, and we're in a bit of a situation here. Our landfill is not nearly keeping up with processing demand, and it's at risk of filling up pretty fast. So I think we need a solution now. Let's take a look at our options. So come into the garbage management tab. We could get the incinerator plant, which, you know, 210,000 a month versus recycling 160. This handles 3,000 tons a month, whereas this handles half of that. So, you know, it's looking like the recycling is much more expensive. 15 trucks versus 50. Wow, and this produces electricity. It's a tough decision because this one is definitely more cost effective. But I kind of want to go in the direction of being a more green city, and so we're going to avoid the incineration plant and go for the recycling. This is just way too big for our city, but recycling plant will do it. And so let's use some of our development points here. And so we'll go into here and unlock recycling centers. Boom. And while I'm in here, I want to prepare for the next phase of this build, which is our electricity. So I want the solar power plants. I know that, and to get there we need this emergency battery, and then I'll use that, and then we've got 8 points left. So plenty of room to grow in this area. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna put in a few things over here. And why don't we just talk about this in the whole context of what we're trying to accomplish in this episode. Let's look at our grade over here. So I've been trying to find a spot that could accommodate some power plants, because when we come look at our power utilization, we're really we're not doing well. We're barely exporting electricity, and we're relying on a dirty coal power plant over here, and we're relying on these few wind turbines. And we can't just keep firing wind turbines in forever and expect our city to have enough power. So I like this flat pad over here. There is not a lot of flat anything on this map. There's another flat pad over here. So, okay, looking at this from the bird's eye view, let's turn on a few things. So we know this is flat here and flat here. And they unfortunately both have forests, so we're going to be, you know, demolishing some trees no matter what. Over here, we could do geothermal, or over here, probably here. So let's look at what options do we have for power. We have solar is 300,000 a month, and geothermal is 300,000, so they're exactly the same price. This produces up to 150 megawatts. This one up to 200, so this one's already in the lead. Battery capacity, fine. This one doesn't have a battery. This one produces medium, and medium noise pollution. This one just noise pollution. So I guess for some reason geothermal is not actually that environmental in this game. I didn't realize that. I guess perhaps it's going to pollute the air and the ground. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Didn't think that was a thing. But why don't we start with solar, because it's much more environmentally friendly. And you know, maybe someday we'll develop that patch, that aquifer over here for geothermal. But let's start developing this side over here, and we're gonna buy a couple tiles. I think we want this one. Ooh, perhaps this one, but not quite yet. I think that should be fine for now. I'm being very conservative with these tiles because I don't want to waste them. You never know. Okay, and this is exactly why we got our artificial river in first, because we want to know where we can put our bridge, and I do not want to have to rebuild the river or the road after I do that. So might need to remove this power line, pause temporarily, eliminate this power line, and let's see if we can go straight across. I'll turn on our grades. Yeah, quite the span to cross, but that's okay. This is an easy fix. So we're gonna go at a 90. And that became pretty wonk. Let's do that over again. That's no good. I want to know if these are the same. Yeah, no, this one's quite a bit lower. So let's level that. And let's create a landing pad over here. Put it all the way into the water. And then we'll just slope down. I'll bring that road out just in a straight line for now. And I want to take you to the resource view for a second and show you that there's oil in them hills, right? And unfortunately, it's right where the dry riverbed was. Yes, we could have probably got more oil out of that if we didn't do the dry riverbed thing, but hey, I wanted the river, so we're keeping it. And before I forget, let's put this power line back. That's you know, the lifeline to our city. And move that power line a bit just to make some room. So we're gonna put in some oil there, but not yet. First thing we wanna do is get this recycling in. It's all puzzle pieces, right? So let's go in there and see how big it is. Okay, it's a decent size, but I think that's gonna be a good fit for there. But let's get the road in 90 degrees to this road that we want. And I want it to come just at the edge of the oil patch, so I don't wanna block any oil. And I think that's probably fine. So we'll do that at a 90. Are we cutting the bridge there? No, we're at grade, which is good. So that road, and then we're gonna extend this out to make sure this is actually level. Yeah, it's a level pad. Temporarily, we're gonna front the recycling center on this collector road. There she is, nice and snug. And of course, this has a bunch of upgrades. So the storage extension, how many tiles out is that? That's 2, 4, 6, 7 tiles. And these guys are quite a bit larger, so we're gonna make sure we leave room for those. What I'm gonna do is take another road, leave 7 tiles, pull this 90 degrees to the edge of the map, and then scoot this back. Now if we wanna add this storage extension, we have plenty of room. If we wanna add the hazardous waste collection point, or 2, maybe not 3, but 2, maybe 3, we can do that on the back side. And so we'll leave that there for a second. Okay, now, unfortunately, what a beautiful forest, but hey, we've got to get some renewable energy in here. So these trees, they just can't stand, so let's get them out of here. For now, again, we're gonna come into our electricity panel here, grab our solar power, and we can put that right to the corner there. Boom. Ah, that's beautiful. Really is a nice asset. Look at how the reflections are just beautiful in this game. And yeah, I like it. It's minimal, but it's serving us well. It's gonna create, I think, 200 megawatts of power. But I don't want this to sit on that collector road, so we're gonna flip it around. First, let's see what kind of upgrades we have. We have advanced tracking system, which goes on the footprint. Backup battery goes on a side somewhere. But you know what? I have an idea. I actually want to move this off a little bit. And let's give this at least 12 squares. Come 90. I want to make sure that we're level here. We're not quite, so I'm going to back this off. And because I want to get another one in here, we're going to grade. There we go. And now let's actually let's not tighten ourselves up too much. I do want to leave a lot of space around this asset because why not? And we'll come back here with our 4-lane road. I want to make sure that we have enough, giving it enough space. Now remember that the battery backup was 6 tiles wide, so we're gonna leave 6. Just quickly make sure that that actually fits. Yeah, it should. And we can add multiple if we want to. I do want to put another one in there, but I also want to leave space for a high voltage transmission line. So we're going to come along the side of this road. Now we can get in our second solar plant. Beautiful. And we'll do the same thing with this one, which is to leave 6 units for our expansion. I really am going to be cutting into the hill here. And that is how we roll. And we're gonna convert this actually to a highway because I think it would make sense. We don't need anything on the collector. And we're just gonna make sure we measure, so 102 meters over to another 102. We're lining up with the middle, or 104 I guess is close enough. We're lining up with the middle of that collector there. So we're straight and finish this guy up. Okay, so we are connected for power. Are we connected to the outside world? I believe we are. Yes, everything flowing in the direction of whatever city that is. But I do notice that we don't have sewage taken care of. And I wonder if that's because of this bridge not transmitting, yes, it's not transmitting our fluids. So we'll just fix that. Great. And now, if we check our production of power, we should be going crazy here. We are, oh my gosh, 383 megawatts, and we're exporting 304. That's amazing. Now, I know that we can upgrade these power plants, and hey, we've got the money to do it. But let's see, is it financially a good decision to actually do that? So let's see, what is our trade? We're exporting 46,000. Not quite the cost of producing this, are we? So let's double check. What did it cost to build this? Okay, it cost 300,000 a month. That's 600,000 per month between the two of these. So we're not quite making money yet. Now, we are still charging a battery. So I'm thinking, because of this, that's the reason we're not quite exporting as much as we could. So let's run this on full speed and see if we can charge up those batteries. And in the meantime, let's do just the final little bit of road work here. Dealing with quite the grade here because this hill is not quite aligned with the railway track level, so we will fix that. Okay, so now we've given those garbage trucks a second access to, I guess, you know, we're moving in the downtown direction, and at the same time giving ourselves a potential another overpass here, a highway interchange, so that's great. And what else? Let's take a peek at these again. Okay, so that's a full battery and that's a full battery. So we're producing 163 megawatts. The maximum out of this is 200. So I'm guessing that probably the low sunlight at this point. It's spring, it's cloudy. That's probably why we're not getting the full potential. But let's see how we're actually doing for production and exports. We're still exporting about 341. And let's see how we're doing financially. Wow, that's shot up to 855,000. So we're getting close to my promise of $1 million a month. I think we can get there, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to actually upgrade these. So if we take a look at the advanced tracking system, that adds another potential of 100 megawatts. That's 50% increase. So and what does it cost? 600K. Oh, we have plenty of money. We're doing it. So we'll do it for both of these. And I'm not sure we need a battery backup. Increases electricity storage capacity, another 50 megawatt hours for 42,000 a month. I'm not sure that's worth it. We've given ourselves the space to do it if we find out it's necessary, but I'm thinking we don't need it. All right, this is shot up to now 244 megawatts. Still not at capacity. Efficiency is low. That's, yeah, there you go. Lack of sunlight, 29% down. So in the summer, it's going to be pumping out a lot more electricity. And guess what? We just hit $1 million of export, literally exactly $1 million of electricity exports. So celebrating that. And I'm wondering, what amount of electricity are we actually exporting? 400. Yeah, and production is 560. We're looking at about 60. We should be exporting more like 500 megawatts right now. So my guess is that these power lines, the high transmission or high voltage transmission lines, are only capping out at 400 megawatts. So, you know, we've got this land purchased. let's take advantage of that. Let's put in a second line. Okay, now we've connected to, what's the city called? Outside connection. Okay, whatever. Probably either Rogat or Milford. Why? Here's a query for you. Why do we get connections that are on the same side of the map but call different things? Yeah, I wonder. Anyway, okay, now we've connected a second electricity output. Let's see how our export is actually doing now. 1.257 million. That's amazing. We're not going to be running out of money for a very long time. We're definitely about, you know, a full third over our budgetary expenses. So that's fantastic. And I noticed we're not getting government subsidies anymore. I guess that means we're a fully grown up city, doesn't it? That's amazing. I love that. And how much power are we actually exporting? 519 megawatts. My gosh, that's pretty amazing. 520 now, and we're making big bucks. So what are we gonna do with all this money? Great, so now that we have a little bit more industrial electricity and garbage capacity in this area, let's see how these things are doing. So we've got plenty of processing capacity. We're not even at a third. We're not really storing garbage. However, let's take a look at our landfill. Ooh, yeah, it's almost full, and we know it's not processing much. So let's click this little button over here, start emptying. Garbage stored in the building will be transported to other available garbage facilities. That's exactly what we want. So because I want to delete this whole thing, I don't want a landfill in my city. It's gross. And if you look at it from any vantage point down here, from across the city, you're looking at literally a mountain of garbage. That was a oversight on my part from episode 1. So, you know, next time maybe we tuck that away over the hill, but we're gonna make up for that. We're gonna rectify that and actually delete it. So while that empties, we'll watch that go to the recycling center. And now that we're making so much power, I'm gonna be very pleased to delete this dirty small coal power plant. Yes, oh, and look, everyone's happy. And now we have the benefit of being able to remove this power line that's kind of running around through our industrial area. And you know, I'm not sure why we've got our power lines running all the way to the substation. We kind of built the neighborhood around the power line. So let's take this out. It doesn't need to be in the middle of our town. And let's just move this substation over here. And I'm not going to put it right on the corner because if we want to upgrade that roundabout. So if I do that, it's automatically connected. How much usage are we getting from this? Is this, yeah, I don't think this is actually necessary. It's 28%, that's fine. You know, a lot of the power is flowing underneath the roads here, which is just fine. Or is it? No, I guess it's not, because power is not transmitted via highways. And I'm curious. I know that we can upgrade our roads with lights, and in doing so, that should give us power lines underneath the roads. So let's do that all the way along. And now we see it flowing. Actually, you know what? It should have been connected via this road to the side, so that was totally unnecessary. I just didn't want all the power to be flowing through our city via this one single transformer station. It's not a problem right now. You know, it's fine. We've got this line that could connect us to the downtown as well. Just gonna leave it alone. Okay, so we've deleted our coal power plant. We have a beautiful, nice green field over here. Let's check the grading. Probably needs a little bit of attention. Is there anything special we can put here? Let's check out our... We haven't even unlocked our industrial buildings. We're so close though. 7,816. We're short about 184 cells. So I say let's do it. Let's just keep expanding this monstrosity of an industrial area and buy a tile or two over here. And let's see, is that enough space for us? I kind of maybe want to just be a little bit more liberal with this. So we'll do one more here. Great, so let's extend this collector first, following that contour line. And then we will also extend this river road here. And let's grade this out so we have some buildable pads over here. Actually, you know what? While I'm over here, no, I'm gonna wait on that. Let's just get this this industrial signature building here, whatever it might be. Something went horribly wrong. Let's try that again. And there it is, we got it. Okay, it's a chemical plant, and we'll have to check that out in a second. Let's just get a few more squares of industrial in here. Okay, so we've got this chemical plant. I wonder if it's gonna fit in here. Need to go over here, signature industrial, and oh, that's a monster. Okay, so unfortunately we can't replace one giant factory with another because it's just too big. But I do want to get it in somewhere. Why? Because it gives plus 1% industrial efficiency citywide. So that's like an extra 1% tax rate on our industrial buildings. Where to put it though? That's a little tight. It's not gonna fit here, though. Kind of wish it would. Let's check our terrain. You know, it is relatively flat up here. We're gonna just make a pad, and we're not gonna put that right on the collector, but I will put it in for size. And this facility would definitely have a ton of parking, so let's see which ones fit in here. Very good, and let's put in a few trees while we're over here and give them some landscaping. It's a beautiful thing. We are making chemicals and we are adding 1% to our, and what is it, industrial efficiency? Yes, awesome, love that. Okay, cool. Requires minerals and crude oil, which is kind of handy because we are about to put in a ton of crude oil. So we're coming back over to this side of the city, and if you recall, we had a bunch of oil underneath this this patch here, and even on the other side. And let's start by just getting rid of those trees. We'll come and pick our oil drilling specialization. We're gonna know that this is gonna create some pollution. Now, I think we might need 2 of these in here to get the full effect, maybe 3 or 4 actually. So let's put one just with that circle touching the edge there. Turning snapping off. Now, I don't know how close I can get to this canyon here. It might look completely ridiculous. How's that look? Kinda crazy. Yeah, a little bit of weird stuff happening there. These buildings, these derricks, leveling up the land, don't love that. I might back this off just a touch from the river. Let's fix that up. Better? Nah, debatable. Some silly stuff happening here, but I'm not gonna belabor this, so we'll leave it at that and we'll let it run. How are you doing? You are 9 out of 11 employees, level 1 still, 99% efficiency, so we are producing. And let's get a couple more on the other side of this this river here. Not loving the area tool today, just making me sad. Very good. What's this nonsense? No car access. I just didn't go far enough. Fixed. And there was another patch on the other side. Let's get another road in here. Cool, well, that's a totally weird shape. It's not pleasing to my eyes, but I don't mind. It's not bad enough to change it. and we're making oil. So let's see, how is our production actually looking? Making a ton of money. Look at 1.274 million per month, and 1.2 of that, I guess almost all of that, is coming from our electricity. So patting myself on the back right now. Honestly, I'm not sure if this is something that perhaps the developers should look at, because that just seems terribly unfair. Yes, you know, I've invested in the infrastructure and I'm exporting it, but man, that seems like a real kind of bug in the game almost. I don't know. But how are we doing for oil? We're producing 154 tons per month, still not quite exporting. So I'm confident that as time goes and as these level up, they're going to start producing a lot more oil. We only got level 1, and level 1. So lots of room to grow. We're going to be making a ton of oil. And I think one of these signature buildings is some kind of oil refinery. Yes, okay, cool. So we're not quite there yet. We still need a technical university and other things. So, but hey, one day we might start refining oil locally. And the reason we're doing this is because we did have quite a deficit, especially of, I think it's petrochemicals. Yeah, so our number one import is petrochemicals. By far, 20% of what we're importing. I suppose that's probably by money. Then grain. So we really need grain, food, livestock, vegetables. And that's probably the next thing we're gonna work on. And then as far as our imports, exports, yeah, there they are. We know that we need some more oil to make petrochemicals locally. Let's bounce quickly over here to check our landfill. How's it doing? Is it actually emptying? I'm gonna hit escape here. Yes, but very slowly. It's gonna take its sweet time, so we better just let that ride. And I promised to redevelop this land. I didn't. Why not get a few industrial buildings in here? Why is it doing that now? Okay, it seems to be fine. Just rethinking the zones a little bit. Not a problem. All right, back into our industrial. Fill her up, my friend. And you know, while I'm over here, I've got a bit of a short attention span, I suppose. Parking. We don't really have any. We don't have any parking in our industrial zones. What's going on there? So let's take maybe some of these vacant lots. This seems like as good a spot for a parking lot. And let's kind of squeeze in a few more, again, vacant lot, and give them some actual places to park. Okay, took care of that. Are we missing parking anywhere else in the city? Take out some houses. I think that'd be fine. We'll eminent domain them, also called expropriation in the British world. But yeah, cool. We've got some parking. One thing off my list. I have a long list. What else do we need in this city? We've done some really good work for industrial type of things. Let's look at our deficits on production. Okay, grain. Ooh, can I? No, I can't organize these by number the same way you can with buses and things. So grain. Woo! We are really short on grain, even though we're producing what looks to me like a bunch. We need some grain. We need livestock, carrots. These things I'm not going to worry too much about. But let's try to address the grain deficit. I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to get on top of this shortage, but we certainly can try to keep up with it. So, what's happening here? This guy has no power. Not sure why. He's certainly connected to a road. Let's just move him to this side. Does that fix it? No, really doesn't like this spot. Huh, yeah, okay, he's happy now. Don't ask me why. Let's look at our natural resources and look for some fertile land. Yeah, I already know where it is because I've practiced this. Here it is. So here we're gonna build a new farming community over here. That's gonna give us an opportunity to do some really fun, interesting things with roads. And I think we're gonna make a bridge here, another one coming across here, and then a road ringing through, because we don't want to just rely on this highway. I don't think that would happen. I don't think it's safe. So we're getting some roads in. Very nice, very nice. Very low. I'm wondering, do we ever want to have ferries coming down and up here? I don't know. Maybe, probably not. I can't see why we'd need them. So for now, we're gonna call it just fine. A-okay, A-okay. I will need to bust up some of this though. 9 degrees, is that too crazy? Maybe not for a car. Can we get it any better? No, not really. So we'll go with 9.2, and we'll say a little prayer here. That's not too wild. You know, is it? I think it's fine. Yeah, you could bike up that. I'd do it. All right, we'll leave that as is, and now we'll try to just curve this in. But first, a little bit of grading for grading's sake. That looks pretty cool. I like it, and they can come right across this bridge and get onto the highway, or come off the highway and get over there. All right, so now that's gonna require a series of farms over here. Let's frame this out a bit. Yep, okay, can live with that. And how many farms will we get in here? Let's check. Can actually go with just one, and on this side anyway. I think I'll be totally fine with that. Cool, and leaving just a 1 cell gap like, you know, other people do, because hey, we might want to expand the road at some point. And let's get on the other side here, but let's connect this road to the highway somehow, and we'll do that with a normal 2-lane road. We'll go back to our fertile land, and again, make sure we're not ruining any of this wonderful land. I actually want to go out straight just a little bit so we have a nice straight curve. I don't want to be too close to the bridge, but we will give, let's say, 32 meters back to our continuous, and we'll curve that right up and into, well, let's do this tool, and we'll curve right in. I want to match it in the middle if possible. I might need to turn cell length, is it off? Yeah, let's fix that. Okay, now we have that other connection and space to get one more farm in. In fact, this road should not just dead end. Okay, future expansion has been assured. And let's get rid of some of this ugliness here. Beautiful little farms, and there's a bit more usable land on the other side, but we don't know what we're gonna do with that community someday. So we've got more grain coming in, and you know, I think there would be some people wanting to live over here. So let's put in a new little neighborhood. And we'll start with a couple parks. Maybe we'll do a dog park. And we'll put that sort of centrally located back here, back here. And we'll do a small playground. You know, let's take advantage of this little peninsula here. Seems to be like a great place to go for, oops, not a straight segment. Great place to go for a walk. Yes, and let's get some houses in. I want to be fairly conservative with this. Cool, we'll give a few more people houses anyway. And we'll let that fill in. And while we're here, let's fire some trees. All right, that's gonna be quite the lush, dense forest someday once those babies grow up. And I think we can leave this area alone. Let's check what that's doing for our production. I know we're only at level 1, but how are we doing on closing the gap with our production of grain? Better. I think we've got an extra 100 tons a month, which is pretty impressive since they just planted their fields. Alas, the next thing we want to do is livestock. So why don't we come back to this side and expand this farm area a little bit. I don't love the shape of this, so I don't know. Will we clean it up? Will we not? Let's see. Here is some challenging terrain, so I'm gonna try not to get too many steep grades. 9 is pretty hardcore. 7 ain't bad. Trying to give the farms a little bit of space though. We'll tee in at roughly a 90. Okay, great. So let's think about the size of these farms. Probably 3, I would say, will need to go in here. Let's just double check that. The great thing about livestock is we can put them basically anywhere. So that would be 1 and then a 2. So we might get away with 2 actually. Pretty good. And will this cover the balance? Yes, it will. Okay, yeah, not too shabby. Let's maybe get some trees in here and make it look a little prettier. And again, this looks to me like a little bit of an opportunity for some homes. So we'll go back to our low density and put in some I guess, single family homes here. That's a lot of single family homes. I'm wondering if we're at the point where we might need a second, third elementary school. This one is getting a little busy and I'm sure this one's packed. It is. Let's check our elementary school availability. Yeah, we're on the brink, so we definitely have a shortage. Let's preemptively upgrade this one with an expansion. And you know, guess what? We have the money. Let's add these children's clinics here as well. Gonna have to delete that road a little bit. That's okay, it's not actually a functional road. So it was being used as a retaining wall. Let's see if we can get it back. Okay, and I think that should do it. So I don't think that the landfill's actually emptying. I wonder if I can just delete it. Okay. Oh, isn't that interesting? So I was waiting for nothing, and we've left a nice scar on the land here. Let's see if we can fix that. Now, where did all that garbage go? I don't know. It just disappeared. But at least now we don't have to stare at it from every point in the city. Did that automatically get bumped over here? No. So that's interesting. City Skylines 1, try to do that, forget it, impossible. Let's take a look at our bus lines and make sure that they're functioning properly. So downtown A76 is getting a little bit busy, which is good, we like this, but we'll add 1 bus for now. And I like to keep them symmetrical, so we'll do the same thing on the other direction. Keep that at 4. And what else is high utilization? Milford, okay, good. We're transporting people to other cities, but definitely not warranted to up the number of buses there. Again, Cargo Railway 2, no actual cargo. Weird. Let's just shift the color of these lines and see if we can rename them. I think we're okay for transportation. We will be doing a transportation episode. I'm almost certain that we need a tram lines very near future, because let's look at our traffic. It's not wonderful. We're just maybe around 70, just under 70%. So we can do better there. How are we doing for our post service? If we click on post here, very low mail service availability. I honestly don't know how exactly to fix that. I think I probably got to upgrade some of this, but none of this tells me that it's actually going to process faster. So if we do more post vans, will that help? We are using almost all of them. I think I'm just gonna proactively do it. We've got the money, we've got the budget for it. And let's add some mailboxes while we're at it. All right, I'm hoping that increases our processing capacity here, although I still have to admit I'm totally clueless when it comes to how the postal service works in this game. And while we're doing that, let's look at our telecoms tower. How are we? We are definitely needing some capacity, so let's put in 1 more radio mast over here. Kind of willy-nilly, just wherever I feel like it. And you know, probably something in this direction as well wouldn't hurt. Up on the hill, try to cover everything. I can't, but what I can do is extend this 250 meters. And let's see, are there others that need extending? This one just seems to be underperforming in general, so let's upgrade that, give it some more range. I'm not seeing that that did much. We'll upgrade this one as well. More capacity. We might just need another tower in this area. And these guys are suffering as well. You know, we've got the money, and so I'm gonna act like a drunken sailor and just spend it. Now, where makes sense to put this? They're kind of covered, but not really. Is there one that we can put maybe in the middle here? Yeah, I'm not convinced that these are optimized where they should be, but you know, we're playing the game and we're trying to get them in where it seems to make sense. And so that is a definite improvement. We've just spent a lot of money in this episode, but our budget is still, well, not extremely healthy. How do we go from making $1 million? Oh, that's per hour. I just don't understand why it reports things that way. Here it's monthly. Oh, 2.2 million. Look at that. We are making 1.2 million. Where did the extra money come from? I guess that's probably our production. Wow, we are cleaning up. Looks like maybe our coal industry leveled up. Our other wood forestry industry actually started, I think, working again now that the summer's here and trees are growing. Still major deficits. We're barely putting a dent in our consumption of food. We've got some hungry people, so we're going to have to keep eyes on that. We've done our telecoms tower. There's just a couple more little fixes I want to do, and actually some fun stuff as well. So, you know, I've noticed that the highway bridges are quite beautiful. So let's give this truss. Love that. That is just gorgeous. And hey, while we're here, let's do the other side as well. Beautiful, beautiful trusses. Do we want one over here? Nah, that kind of looks silly. But I think we do need a pillar. So the way to do that is just use your straight segment, double click, pop one in, and perhaps one right here would make sense. It's not going to want me to. There, we can do it right there. That's fine. And what else for bridges? We'll get to that. The one I wanted here is something a little nicer. In water, yeah. Well, that's where bridges generally live, game, so don't be weird. Unfortunately, it's being weird, so let's see what we can do about turning snapping on. We'll just go up a little bit, perhaps to 1.25. Nope. So in order to get that truss, I gotta go up more than 10 meters. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna work. So we will tuck tail and put this back to where it was. Distance too short. I wonder if I rebuild this bridge, can we actually make it work? Hey, that worked better. We like that truss. And hey, this has been an embarrassment to me since the episode 1. We've got to fix this up and down nonsense. Let's make it a little smoother. Way better. We've got flying cars, but that is okay. This is the future, of course. We've got a truss there. We don't have a truss on this side, so hey, let's use it. I like it. Really cool. Loving the trusses, and we're bridge builders here. We're bridge building people. We like it. Okay, any other bridges we want to mess with? I don't think so. Well, since we are making a ton of money, you know, and we're getting to our capacity on students, why don't we upgrade this college, and then we can get in those extra buildings, and we can do a little bit of detailing around this, since we forgot about that, or rather just didn't do it last episode. It really is quite beautiful. Love the architecture there. And let's get in some trees. I wish I knew what tree was part of the college already, but we'll just guess. I think it really is a shame that our pathways can't connect to the pathways inside parks and colleges and things like that. You know, it would have been a nice little addition, but hey, maybe that's coming. That'll be cool too when those grow up. I love it. All right, it's coming together. And let's just throw a few trees inside here. Park burned down. Oh no, rebuild it. Well, thanks a lot, fire department. One more parking lot in there beside the bus station because these ones are pretty full. They're looking okay, but they need some help. And what else? One last thing I wanted to do is take advantage of this little forestry bit here. What we can do is just put in 2 more tiny little forestry areas and take advantage of this land here. Cool, and you'll notice I was able to build around the towers here. You just have to draw a little square around, and there you go. And there you have it. We've done some pretty good work around the city. We put in 2 beautiful new solar plants, upgraded. We put in a recycling center. We put in a couple more farms, a new community over here. We've got our oil fields, which is producing money. We've got a new couple grain fields over here and another community with all these houses growing up. I think we've done some good work in preparing ourselves for the next phase, which will probably be to move ourselves into the downtown here. I've got some really interesting roadworks planned, some bridges, some perhaps even the Golden Gate Bridge, and you know, some fancy bridges. I'm pretty happy. But let me know, what do you think? How'd I do? Tell me in the comments. And if you do like what I'm doing here, please just hit that like button. It really helps to get content out. And I'd love it if you would subscribe so that you know when new episodes are coming out, and then so you don't miss one. And yeah, please do let me know if you think you have a name for an area or a road or an idea for the build. I'd love to hear it. You know, this is really, I'm all about community. I want to hear from you. I'd be playing anyway, but I love that you are all along for the ride. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot for watching, and talk soon.